Welcome everybody and welcome to this course on how to play Go. My name is Ethelor. I started playing Go in December of 2012, and I've been playing this game for almost 10 years now, or more than 10 years now. Time really flies. Um, this game is a really great way to learn new things about yourself, and also because what's really enjoyable is that the game positions are usually relatively consistent, but there's always something a little bit more to learn. I'm really happy that I can help you begin or maybe deepen your understanding of your journey along learning this game. Um, while while we have all this out the way, one thing I want to do is set some expectations. A lot of times, not just when people learn how to play Go, but maybe when people learn how to take up other activities, they realize that there are a lot of mistakes. They're very lost, and this causes people to become very hard on themselves. I find that people often expect that they know things right off the bat. For instance, I used to be a big salsa dancer, and whenever I would dance with beginners, they would say, "Oh, I feel bad that I don't know the steps, or I don't know how to turn, or very simple things. I don't know how to spot while turning to stop myself from getting dizzy." Even if that's already a bit of an intermediate, more advanced technique, and that you don't really need it until you start doing lots of spins at once, which is something you don't do until later. All this is, if you apply this to Go, like, oh, I don't know how to read, or I don't understand shape, or you can see how people can get very hard on themselves very quickly. And I'm here to say it is okay if you feel a bit lost, if you don't understand. The first thing that people do is that they say, oh, I want to learn how to play this Go. They get a friend, and then they try and play, and then they don't know how to score the game. It's like the number one asked thing on Reddit. And that is okay. It is okay to be lost. Um, you can still achieve a lot. As a beginner, you will probably progress pretty quickly. Don't expect that progress to go on forever. For instance, if you're doing bodybuilding, you might think about what we call noob gains, where you just started going to the gym and you pack on muscle very, very fast. That progress isn't going to last forever, and beware that, just beware about that. So, sex expectations, both that you're not going to know a lot to start with, and you will progress very quickly if you apply yourself, and eventually that progress is going to taper off. There'll be more videos that I make about how to handle that, but I just want to set that expectations up front. Go is a game with a very steep learning curve. If you're a gamer, you might think of other games like, say, League of Legends, Dark Souls, um, or maybe first-person shooters, Counter-Strike. All of these games are competitive, and so what that means is that, yeah, once again, losing will be a big thing, but also that just getting into the game can be quite tough. So it's good to, we have this proverb to lose your first 100 games as quickly as possible. Don't think too much. Don't, you know, try and be too hard on yourself. Don't ponder too much about moves. Just play. And once you have your initial bearings, then you can start asking the bigger questions like, maybe I can understand life and death more, or these kinds of things. First thing that I recommend to do after setting your expectations is to find support. For instance, there are different Go associations. If you live in the United States, you might be familiar with the AGA, the American Go Association, or say, you're living in the UK, then there's the British Go Association, and I think, for instance, in Germany, there's the Deutsche Go Bund. And so, there'll be different associations for, say, you live in Spain or you live somewhere in Asia. Who knows where you are? So I would recommend checking out those websites, and often they'll have places where you can find Go clubs. I strongly recommend going to a Go club in person, because then they will be able to teach you things about the game, and support you. But also having that community is really important for enjoying the game and also sticking with it. Online, we also have communities such as on Reddit. There's our Baduk, Baduk, and there's the Open Study Room, which is a Discord server. There's also another Discord server called Beginner Go. I'll try and leave all of these links to all of these associations and online resources in the doobly-doo down below. But yeah, and finally, before we continue with getting started with the basics, I just want to say that you should learn first and foremost to enjoy the game. Uh, I think this is something that we all learn at the beginning, and this is something that we learn or forget as we improve, where we We say have this beginner's mindset. I'm gonna lose a lot. I'm just gonna let go of that, and I'm just gonna play. And I think like as we start winning games, we forget, and that means that we base our self worth based on an improvement. And no matter where you are in your Go journey, I want you to remember that um, that that willingness to lose and to learn and not expecting too much of oneself is a skill that you should keep, not just as being a beginner, but keep that as you become more advanced, and that will serve you a lot. It's okay to take breaks. If the game is frustrating, it's okay to walk away. We're not professionals. We don't make money from this. You don't have to play if you don't want to. If there's something else that catches your interest, that's okay. Um, and it's okay to be lost because we're all, to some extent, there's some things that we don't understand. And often the big trick with Go is when you think that you understand completely the game, that's when your improvement stops because that's when you stop seeing the things that you can do better. So this is a lot to take in. Once again, just summarizing it all, have good expectations. You're not going to know everything right away. Your advancement might be a little bit frustrating at first. Go has a steep learning curve. Find that emotional support online or in real life based on the resources that I'll give below once again. And just make sure to foster that ability to enjoy the game. And that is ultimately what's going to keep you here long term. So yeah, that's basically everything that I wanted to say. That's enough for this video. And then, yeah, thanks for joining. If you enjoy this content, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.